Hello everybody. Oh, sounds better. So I was wondering about what's new and interesting lately in Tiki wiki group, CMS groupware, and that's Cypht integration in Tiki, which makes email a first-class citizen. I'm Jean-Marc Libs. I discovered free software last century, and it's my full-time job since 2011. In the Tiki community. So first I'm going to tell you about the Tiki community, then about the Cypht project, and then how they are related. Tiki community is a FOSS web application with the most built-in features, obviously including a webmail. It started 2 decades ago. It's community managed by the Tiki Software Community Association. Most of us are consultants. There's no single company, no benevolent dictator, no third-party plugins, and contributors. So that means that's an old one, which says every program attempts to expand until it can read mail. That's, well, we actually try to have everything which makes sense to have on a website in Tiki, so that fits perfectly. So we had a webmail, we were really not happy with it, so we decided to look for people who knew what they were doing. We found the Cypht project, which is great. It's pluggable webmail, Jason Monroe, and volunteer developer help from his Tiki company Evoludata, and now Cypht is shipped within Tiki as a feature. So we thank Marc Laporte for that. As a consequence, well, Jason Monroe could rest a bit, and at the same time there are more contributors and more contributions, so everybody's happy, and we feel more confident also about. So what are the contributions? First of all, there's a second way of installing Cypht now. You can still install it standalone, manually or using Docker, or install Tiki, activate the webmail feature, and you get Cypht for free on top of all the other Tiki features. Cypht had a lot of improvements because there were a lot of things which we felt were missing or just that we wanted, so it's all there now. And when Cypht is integrated in Tiki, Tiki gains a new webmail, but Cypht can use the Tiki environment, so there are extra features like possibility of moving emails in tracker items. Trackers are like Tiki's database abstraction layer. I'll get back to that later. Export as PDF, integration with Tiki calendar feature, CalDAV support. So yes, what is this about? Moving emails to tracker items. So I'm going to explain how it's configured and then why we want it. And, on an example. So as I said, trackers are Tiki's database abstraction layer. It's a bit like SQL tables. So there are fields. And we created a new tracker field type called email folder. So when you create a new field on your tracker, you select email folder. And then you have to select a file gallery. Why? The point, as I said, was to move those emails out of your mailbox in order to unclutter, and it goes in somewhere else. And that somewhere else is the file galleries. It gets out of IMAP, so we have to store it. And that's a feature we already have, the file galleries. So that's where it goes. Or if you access the webmail from Tiki, here you see that there are 4 email accounts. I can access any of them or everything at the same time, aggregated like here. I open an email which is of no interest, that's why it shows it. And you can see that you have everything you would expect from modern webmail, plus 2 links which are special because you're in Tiki. I'm not going to explain PDF extraction, But the tracker moving here, if you click on that, you get the list of all the trackers which have a field of type email folder, which I described before. There are 2 of them I have permission to see. I select the tasks one. Now I select the folder, usually inbox. And this is the searchable list of all the tracker items, which are like records of the tracker tasks. And when I choose one, the mail gets there. And now this is the view. This is what happens next. That's the view of the tracker item. That's the default view. It's very simplistic. On the left you have the name of the fields, and on the right you have the contents. And we can see our emails fields here, and the contents is like a mini webmail. So everybody who works on this task, who has been given permission to access this task, can see all the emails related to this task, can open them, read them, reply, compose new ones, etc. So they can totally forget about that previous mailbox. Everything happens here now, together with all the other fields which were related to working on the task, like, I don't know, related files, status, related tasks, and people working on the task, and even a threaded discussion, because you're not always alone working on the task, and that's basically the point. And when that task is done, here the the status, we can archive it, and that email is not anymore in your inbox. The task is not anymore in your pending tasks, and everybody can forget about those emails, and that takes care of that. So there are many use cases for that. Not just task project management, but customer relation management also deals with a lot of emails. Or accounting, you get invoices by email, but you don't want to just save the invoice. There might be information in the mail you don't want to lose. So you can move that and keep them somewhere. Call for tenders, it's a bit the same thing. If you get a lot of call for tenders, either you ignore them and you delete them, or you want to really work on them. And that's a good case for moving it to a task and work on it from there, and then forget about it. So the conclusion, the idea is that email handling should be part of a larger collaborative workflow. Instead of dealing with one gigantic mail store, which we all have a hard time organizing, we could have a number of smaller ones that make sense in one's workflow around project, tasks, clients, which can be shared, prioritized. I don't think there is time for questions, so I put links if you want more information about the projects, or if you want to ask questions to both communities.